Oh, how nice of you to join me. Welcome to the Reride. The question writers don't usually like it when we waste all of their precious questions on just one player, but I say to hell with them. Is this your first time on the team will be pleased. They are quite tired of having to spell everything out to all those newbies. In case you forgot, here are your buzzers. Please allow me to remind you that this is a non-profit fan project in no way associated with Jackbox Games. And now, please enjoy the Reride. Perhaps we will meet at the bottom.
It's time for the show where high culture and pop culture collide. This episode of the Reride is sponsored by Myth World, a place where legends come to life. From Greek tragedies to Mayan prophecies, you won't want to miss this. And here's your host, the fearsome frontman, Conan Blankenberg.
Welcome to my show. You're a true believer in the magic of the unknown, are you? Ready to gallop off into the sunset chasing rainbows and dodging leprechauns? Let's just hope this magical land has good cell reception. After all, someone's got to document this adventure for the gram, right? Welcome to the Myths and Legends floor. Will you make history or will you be history? Let's find out. I've got a question for you if you've got a value for me. Coming up next. What are you doing, step deity? Alright, well, we all know Greek mythology had a real affinity for all things taboo, so let's get straight to the point. Which of these figures from Greek mythology were not in an incestuous relationship? Zeus and Demeter, Orpheus and Eurydice, Oedipus and Jocasta, or Cronus and Rhea? Nope, Zeus and Demeter were brother and sister, and with that, part of perhaps by far the most popular category of this particular taboo on all the websites we both know we're thinking of. We've surveyed intelligent people, and they all would have picked this. Out of all the options, Orpheus and Eurydice were the only non-family members who got it on together. Right, so now we have that out of the way. It had to come up at some point in a Myths and Legends episode, so I thought I'd get it over with early. Next! Okie dokie, it's value time. Smash your buzzer when you see a good one. And here's your category for this next question. That's not a myth. This is a myth. Anyone who has ever watched Mythbusters will know that the show was filmed at Jamie Heinemann's workshop, M5 Industries. If Jamie wanted to drive an M5 to M5, what car brand would he have to go with? Chrysler, Subaru, Renault, or BMW? Das ist gut! The M5 is manufactured by BMW. But of course, if he really wanted to drive a BMW, he'd first have to become a massive, unapologetic, self-important asshole, like our producer Tyler.
Hey, I do use turning signals, you know.
See how he thinks that's something worthy of praise rather than basic common courtesy?
Oh, screw you.
Alright, everybody's waiting on you to pick a value, so go ahead and do it. Oh, that's better than it looks. You're about to enter the wonderful world of the Dis or Dat question. This Dis or Dat question is called The Story of a Lovely Legend. I'm gonna read you 7 titles, and for each one, I want you to tell me whether it includes the legend of or includes the ballad of. Each right answer will net you some cash, but get one wrong or don't get to it in time and you'll lose money. And keep an eye on the wire, it fills up in 30 seconds and that's your time. Okay, you ready to go? Not that I care, we're doing this. Ron Burgundy? Ricky Bobby? Cora? Irving? Buster Scruggs? Zelda. Vox Machina. That was almost great, but no one's remembered for their almost greatness, so sorry, back into obscurity you go. Well, there's your score. In case you care about that sort of thing, drink it in, or don't. We're moving on. Value time, let's go! Pick one! Whoop whoop! Values like these is what the word decent was invented for. Not the worst, not the best. Here's your category. Hubris, thy name is Kelvin. Okay, let's jump right into it. Which of these suns could Icarus have flown as close to as he liked, considering it's the coldest type of star? A black dwarf, a yellow giant, a red giant, or a blue dwarf? What, like a Smurf? Get out of here! Black dwarves are the remains of dead stars that have cooled to temperatures so low that they no longer emit any light. Perhaps you should just try flying at night. I hear the moon spends a lot of its time waxing as well. Alright, we can't move on until you pick a value, so go ahead. Well, that's respectable. Ain't much more than that, though. Here's a category. Diaries of a Parable. Here's an excerpt from the diary of a Greek mythologue. When you know who it's from, buzz in and type in your answer. Day 2135. Pushed the boulder up the hill, it rolled back down. Day 2136. Pushed the boulder up the hill, it rolled back down. Day 2137. Pushed the boulder up the hill, it rolled back down. Day 2138. Pushed the boulder up. Whose diary is this? Okay, I'll tell you. The tyrant Sisyphus was doomed by the gods to push a boulder up a hill for all eternity, while making sure that the boulder will always roll right back down right before Sisyphus reaches the top. Ah, what a truly tragic story. I certainly couldn't imagine putting all of my effort into trying to reach the top, only to fail over and over again and have to start all the way from scratch. Let's just move on. Come on, big bucks, no whammy, buzz in. Let's go, let's do it. Go, go, go. Well, it ain't the jackpot, but at least we're not wasting our time here. Here's a category. 5 guys, 12 labors. So, any interest in doing anything about that horrid score of yours? Because here is your opportunity. According to Joseph Campbell's 17-stage monomyth, which of these is not a stage of my hero's journey to get some food at Five Guys? I refuse my housemate's request for me to go to Five Guys, I receive a half-off coupon on the way, I refuse to return home, or I prepare for my next Five Guys trip. Yeah, not like this. In Joseph Campbell's 17-stage model of the hero's journey, the final step is called the freedom to live, in which the hero, transcending the fear of death, lives in the moment, neither regretting the past nor anticipating the future. But of course, the real journey is the fries we ate along the way. Picky, picky, time to select a value. Let's go. Pucker up for Rhetoricky. Time for the juicy bits. Which of these sensational headlines about the Loch Ness Monster is an example of a rhetoric tautology? Breaking! Loch Ness Monster is of planetary size! Breaking! Loch Ness Monster is as slippery as a living corpse! Breaking! Loch Ness Monster is a monster that lives in Loch Ness! I'll just take away some cash now, yeah? Why do I even bother? A tautology is just saying the same thing twice. Now let's move on to the next question in today's game, which will be the next question in today's game. Hit buzzer, select value. It's easy as ABC. Let's go. Lima, brittle, pea-blot, snort, and plowed? That's our category? Oh, of course. No, this isn't our category. It's Yeah, that was obvious. Okay, well, yeah, we're doing a gibberish question. Cool. Let's take a look at the actual gibberish category for this question then. Just $1 can help save an amphibian in need. Remember, don't dawdle, because that cash is trickling down. Okay, now take a look at this gibberish phrase and tell me what common wisdom it rhymes with. Small toads need a home. First clue, it's a phrase about outcomes, about results, the ends, not the means. In fact, the same outcome can be reached in a lot of ways. Left, right, up, down. Yes. Looks like we still haven't gotten past this one, huh? You know what would be funny? If one of these days you type in, that, and I just don't react at all. I'll just act as if it's a normal wrong answer, like your everyday normal wrong answer, and then I'll deduct some money, and that'll be that. Nothing more, nothing less. What'll you people do? What'll you do? You'll feel so robbed of this experience that you feel entitled to that has to be there, surely. Surely it has to be there. Surely he has to say something in response to this garbage because that's how it's always been, right? But what if I tell you that I don't care anymore? What if I tell you that maybe traditions aren't all they're cracked up to be? Maybe we just need to let go, release ourselves from the shackles of the past. Maybe we need to do that. Well, you better savor this one. Just a fair warning. Here you go. Well, you screwed up another question, didn't ya? Well, I guess I could have figured we'd end up here, considering small toads need a home. All roads lead to Rome, or in your case, all roads lead to the poorhouse. It's all up to you, go big or go home, buzz in, or... Thank you, and here is your category. That's going on your liminal record. If you have visited this place called the Internet at any point in the last 5 to 10 minutes, you might have heard about the urban legend called the Backrooms, a collection of deserted liminal spaces stretching to and across infinity. Now, riddle me this. Suppose you entered the Backrooms and walked through their liminal spaces until you encountered a limes. How would you presumably react? Limes is the common name for the tall defensive walls that spanned along the borders of the ancient Roman Empire. Of course, no defensive wall can never be long or tall enough when every road leads straight to your capital, am I right? Continuity! Come and get yourself a nice allowance, hit your buzzer, and let's do it! Nope, here's what we're dealing with. Valhalla. Okay, let's take a look at the question then. If the internet had been invented by the Norse, what would they most likely have called the central server that connects to all websites? Mjolnir.io, Yggdrasil, Midgard Journey, or Bifrost Cloud? No. Prepare to have your mind blown. In Norse mythology, Yggdrasil is the world tree that connects all the realms of existence. Thankfully, the only cookies involved are the ones left out for Odin during Yule. Okay, we need some money to play for, so why don't you buzz in and pick us some? Here's your final chance to go from 0 to hero for completing these 7 labors. Welcome to my domain. What domain do these Roman gods reign over? Good luck. Oh, you shouldn't be proud of that last one. That was absolutely abysmal. Let's check out what that did to your total. Pathetic.